Well, good morning, sports fans. Another exciting day in the radio industry. So I'm headed up from Denison north to Durant, where the radio station is, Durant, Oklahoma, for those of you on the East Coast. And a lot of clouds out there because, it's winter. Well, it's fall, getting to be winter. And then all of a sudden, like a gigantic burst of rain. Now, that doesn't bother me. I got that rain setting on my Jaguar, so it's not that big a deal. Although I've never used it, I have no idea what it does. But I assume it protects you from rain surfaces. So it's pouring down rain. I get to the radio station, and I've been cutting it a little. I used to get here like 2.5 hours early. And I stopped doing that because I was getting bored. I had too much time. So I decided I would start coming in at 7:30. I'll wake up at 7:30. Station's about 30 minutes maybe drive to the north, leisurely. So I get here and can't get the front door open. So I think to myself, the general manager at the radio station told me earlier in the week that they had let somebody go. And it's not uncommon if you don't have like an electronic door lock, which they don't. They have a key lock. It's not uncommon to change the locks. I mean, you got a lot of stuff on a radio station, You want to restrict access. So my key doesn't work. It's pouring down rain. It's a little chilly. I'm wearing shorts. And I can't get the key to work. Well, maybe it's sticking. Now, you have to understand that the backstory with me and this radio station, this is my 17th week here. And in those 17 weeks, I'm going to tell you about 15 out of the 17, I have been a problem child. Not always my fault, but nonetheless, a problem child at the radio station. I can't get this to work. I forgot which button it is. Oh my gosh, I think we're off the air. No, you just have to turn the switch on. Oh, okay, all right, thank you. Oh my God, I called everybody, I don't know what to do. The computer's down. Like literally one thing after another. So I understand they are completely worn out on me. Especially the poor gal whose studio I'm using, Christy. She's a morning person. If you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, Saturdays and Sundays, you want to sleep. You have no interest in dealing with anything back at the building. And because I've had that experience and have been that guy who got called, man, I will not call on it. I absolutely cannot figure it out. However, I absolutely could not figure it out for about 15 weeks. I'm a little bit now, I'm okay. I got all confident last week, which should have told me something. I felt very confident last week. And anyway, so I had to call the engineer who was at church and get him out of church. It's pouring down rain now, okay? Remember that, that's important. So he has to tell me where the church is. I now have approximately 30 minutes before the show starts. And I do need a little time to get ready. Or I'm shook up, but you can see now I'm very calm. I'm in it, as Caesar would say, Caesar Milan, I'm in a calm and submissive state. Okay. So, anyway, poor Christy, she gets called, she's 2 minutes from the radio station. Never live close to the radio station. Jason knows that, he lives like 40 miles away. So he wakes her up, gets her, this is the morning person who never gets to sleep late. He gets her out of bed, she has to throw on some clothes, get in her car, drive in the rain over to the radio station to let the part-time new guy in the building. The 15th problem child issue since that guy has been here over the last 17 weeks. It's not all my fault. Well, not all my fault. How can it all be my fault? I can't control the electronic thing. Anyway, I'm actually in a really good mood. I don't know why. Maybe I'm cool with it. And I am leaving town too next week. My sister and I, Deb, we're going to go on a road trip. And we're going to be on the road for a few days. We're going to go to a beachside area. I'll leave it at that. And we're going to social distance. I'll make her stay maybe out in the hallway of the condo, and I'll stay in the bedroom. But we'll see how that works out. So I'm really like, oh well, hey, what are you going to do now? I'm not that nervous. I got this show together. It's a good show. We're doing 1987. You know I love the 80s because I was in the business, and I have stories to tell, so you don't want to miss the show today. And I'm just really I'm just amazed at how calm I am, because the last few weeks when any little thing would happen, I would freak out. I guarantee. I'm watching the clock, pardon me. Why I don't bring a little thing and put right here like a clock and watch it, or why I don't set the alarm. Oh, I know why I don't set the alarm on the phone, because it interrupts the video. That's why I did that one time. Another moment of glory. Okay, now I'm going to share two things with you that are sort of interesting. Not that you care, but I don't know. Hey, good morning, Susan. Susan, now Susan Susan Anthony from Washington D.C. is on the feed this morning. She's listening this morning. Susan and I have known each other 40 years, maybe. I'd say something like that. Now, Susan, you normally would get 30 bonus points for getting up and watching this feed. But since you're in Washington, D.C., it's actually an hour later, and so I'm going to take 2 points off. I hope you understand that. I'm sure you understand that. So I found out that, I literally have 2 minutes here. So I found out that for whatever reason, I strain my voice when I'm wearing headphones and I'm listening to myself in the headphones. Okay? I strain my voice. I don't know why, because I can't hear my voice. I just hear the headphones. And there's processing on the audio that your voice doesn't sound quite the same. Anyway, I realized that if I only put on one ear of the headphones, I can hear out of this ear my actual true voice, and it keeps me from pushing. So there you go. You'll find out what those points get you, Susan. I'll explain that later. Just hoard them. That's all I need to tell you right now. So what I did... Oh, sorry. Gotta go. Oh my God, I can't believe I screwed this up. Hey, good morning. This is Dan Acree, and this is Weekend Rewind, episode number 17. This week, we rewind to spring of 1987. We'll play the biggest hits on radio back then. We'll check out what was on TV, and we'll visit the box office. It's all ahead on the Weekend Rewind.
The good times, Weekend Rewind, 1987.
Okay. Now, how calm was I then? That normally would have completely freaked me out. And I got a little sloppy. But, here's the deal. Ain't nothing can take me down, as Leo Sayer once sang. Because I've done this. I've been through this. I've been through the ringer for 17 weeks. Ain't no thing. All right, I actually do have to pay attention now. I guess I could leave the video in just a couple of minutes, huh? Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, just leave it on for a second. You can turn it off if you want to. I'm actually live on the air right now. And streaming nationwide via the internet. All right. All right, so you're just gonna have to watch for a second while I'm gonna move the camera around a little bit here so you can see more. All right, so, hang on a second, here we go. Now, I also want to tell you that there's the possibility that Facebook will stop the video. Why? Because these songs are licensed to the radio station. We pay royalties. Susan, my gosh, you know that better than anybody. Susan's in the trademark patent business, seriously. And so you would understand that. So it's possible that Facebook will shut off the video when they hear a song that hasn't been licensed, or I haven't paid a royalty for it, and I have not paid a royalty to put it on video. So whatever, just know that. All right, hang on. Oh, okay, what am I doing here? Yes, DJs do sing along with the songs, just not well. Oh, okay. Also, you can't see this too well, but that's the computer that tells me how many seconds are left and all that. So, I don't know. Probably more than you need to know. Okay, hang on. Jeez, very professional here. Step by one. Step by step. 7 seconds here. Step by step. At the top of the show, Huey Lewis and the News with the Georgia Satellites up next in line on the Weekend Rewind. All right, so let's see here. I can't seem to get rid of this thing here on my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Fascinating, yes, isn't it? Not so much the singing. Thanks, Susan. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay, the earphone thing is actually working pretty good. Sounds weird. I mean, it's odd, isn't it, that something like that would make such a difference? But it does. Christy, the morning show gal, this is her studio. Her little tchotchkes all over the place. It's her studio. Believe me, I don't screw with her studio, man. This is like going into somebody's bedroom at their home, and you're a guest. You don't open the drawers. You don't look in the closet. You just sleep in the bed and then leave. Same. All right, what do we got here? You know, I noticed that one of the interesting things about the royalty deal and Facebook and YouTube and all those guys is that mostly if your feed is interrupted, it's primarily because you played a Warner Brothers music group song or product. They're really on it, man. I mean, they are monitoring 24/7 every channel that's out there, and they will flag you if you play that and not send them 12 cents.
Don't put my love on no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself.
All right, 50 seconds left. From Atlanta, the Georgia Satellites and their #2 Southern rock hit, Keep Your Hands to Yourself. Just up the coast in Sayreville, New Jersey, 5 guys got a band together. They went on to score 66 singles from 18 albums and 17 top 40 hits. This is Bon Jovi. Okay, see, I got to read it. Susan, they're sending me texts. It says, it's the way I handle my webinars. I didn't understand why only one ear was covered. Now I do. Well, there you go, see? Oh my God, Susan, even at our age, we're always learning. That's it, you got to be able to hear yourself. Otherwise, you get thrown off by the modulated, compressed on radio, compressed, modulated, messed with audio, and then it's trying to keep your voice at a certain level, and then physically you're trying to push it, so it just really wears you out. And now, because I can actually hear my natural voice and the music and stuff I need to hear in this ear, I'm much more relaxed. It really does changes my whole delivery. I'm much more relaxed in my delivery. And that was what's the word I'm looking for? Discovery? The discovery I made a couple of weeks ago. And I'm praying that it helps, because Lord knows I need some help. All right, well, as you can see, there is some dead time as you're waiting for the record to end. Why we have to play music in between the DJ talking, I don't get. Seems so, oh, well, that's a waste of airtime. You know that's a joke, right? Hey, I'm going to change the camera for just a second. I got a minute. How about this? Something a little different. Kind of want you to be able to see the computer, but okay, so wait a minute. Susan says, 80s music didn't do it for me. I'm sorry, Susan. How much are you paying for this? For this webcast? Oh, that's right, nothing. Okay, here we go. Bon Jovi on the Weekend Rewind. I'm Dan Acree. Thanks for joining me today. Former Jefferson Starship founding member Paul Cantor split with his former bandmates, went out on his own to hit the Billboard Hot 100 chart with 3 number ones. And in spring of 1987, this was the band's 3rd hit, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. Now, I've got coming up in the second here, I've got a pretty big, long piece of script here because I'm going to talk about what I call my artist feature. This is a pretty good one, though. I actually have a connection to this one. So it's kind of fun to talk about. Gee, Susan, with the number of viewers on my webcast this morning, we could have just done FaceTime. But most of the hits that I get, the viewership that I get on this webcast is actually post-show, because nobody's getting up on a Sunday morning this early to see me. Except you, and you're on Eastern time, so. Yeah, mostly I have people watch on the reruns, what I call the reruns, which is they can pick the video up anytime. All right, I gotta actually start concentrating here because I got a big script. Okay. Oh, I actually got a commercial break first, but I do a lead up to it, and then I do a commercial break. Starship and Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now here on the Weekend Rewind. Now, I was working in Hollywood in 1987, and I was invited to the set of Moonlighting. It was an ABC TV show. It was in its 4th season, and unfortunately in decline. Part of the problem was that the co-stars of the show, Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis, had too much going on. At the same time, the actors were spending 14 hours a day on the Moonlighting set. By the way, it was said to be a very difficult show to do. Bruce Willis was also prepping for his very first Die Hard movie. And between the falling ratings and tension on the set, Moonlighting got canceled the next year. Now, it's not unusual for up-and-coming stars to be involved in a number of projects. You kind of have to get it while you can. But part of the stress on Bruce Willis's schedule was another project in the works at the same time as a TV show and a movie. Now, after the break, I'm going to tell you about Bruce Willis's real favorite project.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian?
Okay, I think we've done it. Oh, Aaron, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Aaron Cernero is watching this morning. The guy who took me from massive to somewhat less massive. My weight loss doctor. Guy saved my life, and I like him. So, by the way, you cannot use this as a testimonial. Okay, I'm just telling you now. Well, you can, but I'll be like Warner Brothers Music. when I play one of their songs, you'll have to send me a small amount of money every time it plays.
Language experts who use the space language
Not too kind, man. You're the man. You are the man. I always, I told him after the surgery, I told Aaron, I said, look,
celebrating 10 million
you did a great job. He says, well, I'm just doing my job. And I said, I'm not dead. He goes, oh, good point.
That's Babbel.com. Babbel.
I mean, you get to be my age, you come out of surgery, you expect that you don't come out of surgery.
And was self-conscious.
Then the only people that get rich are your
Inspiration in his
family
actions.
members.
They nominated him to be the lead in the
Anyway.
class play. It lit a fire
Thanks, buddy.
inside him. Charles is now in 5th grade.
Great bedside manner, by the way.
Inspiring everyone who knows how far he's come. In the Choctaw Nation, inspiration can come from anywhere, especially from you.
All right, so we're in the middle of a commercial break right now.
Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma.
And
Together,
in
we're
fact, I just realized
Are you thinking about selling your home?
I got to
It's the
move
best
one of
thing
these
to
commercials. So
What's the
hang on a
fair
second
market
here.
value on your home? Should you do the repairs now?
Okay.
Maureen Kane with
Sometimes they have
answer
too
all your
many-
questions and help you through the process.
Sometimes this is
From
not
helping you price your home
100%.
to creating specific marketing
Okay,
plans for your
so
home.
we're going to be out of commercials here in about a minute and a half. Got weather coming up.
If you're looking to buy or sell
Then there's
your
a
home,
jingle,
let her help. Head
and
over to
not sure you'll hear that
or on Facebook.
because you won't hear it in the studio. I hear it in my headphones.
For you.
And then I do what's called the payoff, and that's about the thing about Bruce Willis that it was coming up.
Denison on
So,
Ice is back for its
all right,
fifth season.
that's what's going to happen
Now through January 3rd.
if all goes well.
Provide even more opportunities for a safe and enjoyable skating experience. The hours of operation have been extended this year. The rink will be open daily Monday through Sunday from 1 to 9 p.m. and ticket prices are just $10 for adults, $7 for children under 12, and $5 for military veterans and seniors. Denison on Ice is located at 531 West Main in downtown Denison. For more information, visit DenisonOnIce.com or follow us on Facebook.
Weather, there we go.
We had a cold front that moved through the early morning hours, bringing some cooler temperatures with it. Some of us are even seeing some scattered showers, but that's going to move out of the area later this afternoon. Today, it's going to be breezy with high in the upper 50s and low 60s.
Okay, when I turn the microphone on, it turns off the speakers.
Tomorrow, we're
So
warming
just
up,
so you know.
partly cloudy with high of 63.
From the Channel 12 Weather Authority, I'm Skylar Spindler.
I'm News 12 meteorologist Tom Hale on 99.7 The Buzz. Weekend Rewind on B99.7 The Buzz is brought to you by the Choctaw Nation. Now back to Dan Acree.
All right, before the break, I told you about Bruce Willis and how he was enjoying success in 1987. Now, although his ABC television show Moonlighting was on the way out, he's working on his very first film in the Die Hard series, so he was going to do okay. He was about to become a big, bankable star. But his real love was music, and when you're a star, you kind of get what you want. So Motown Records signed Bruce Willis to a record deal, and they released his first album in spring of 1987. His very first single was a duet with June Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, and Respect Yourself peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. That's right, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was a singing star. This is what I learned from being in Hollywood, guys. No matter how famous they are in whatever it is they're famous in, movies, television, or music, they want to be famous in the other stuff too. I swear. Sometimes it works out, sometimes not so much. Yeah, I'm going to move this camera around because it's actually in my way and it's hurting my neck to talk to you. So hold on a second. I know you don't want that. I know you don't want me injured talking to you. Hold on a second. Okay. Hey, here's an aerial view. Jesus. Really? Okay. Oh, man, that's funny. All right, come on. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to shut this off here in a few minutes, so because I got to pay attention to what I'm doing for a change. All right, so Donna? I mean, if you're gonna do a song, okay, get the Pointer Sisters to sing it with you. Might help you. By the way, if you want to tune out, it's fine. I'm not keeping roll. Come back and watch it later on the reruns. I won't be offended. So apparently, I just realized something. Apparently, I can actually put what you guys are saying. Choctaw Nation. Susan is asking from Washington, D.C. is asking what that mention was about Choctaw Nation. Choctaw Nation is the sponsor of this show. That's how I kind of got the deal. I put the show together, and then the guy at the radio station went out and sold it to them, so they sponsored the show. Not nationally, but locally here in North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. All right. Well, there you go, Bruce Willis, and Respect Yourself. Never had another hit. Did become a multi-million-dollar star, though, so there you go. Madonna had a hit in '87, too, with Open Your Heart. It went to #1. Oh, yeah, man. Choctaw Nation, man, spending some money. You know, they're literally, I mean, they're 15 minutes up the road here. And I pass them on the way to the radio station because they're right on that main highway of 75 between my home, which is on the other side of the Red River in Texas, with a capital T. Now, I have no problem with Oklahoma. I'm an Okie. I was born, okay, not too many people know this. I'm not ashamed of it. I was born in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. Why does that sound familiar? Wynnewood, where have I heard that before? Oh, that's right. That's where the Tiger King lives. That's right. That's where the Tiger Zoo or whatever they call refuge, whatever. I don't think it was a refuge, but that's where the tigers lived with the Tiger King. Yeah, guys, Wynnewood, Oklahoma, dude. I'm telling you. You know. So if you need to know how strange we are from there you go. Not too far from home. I would have never guessed I'd be back in this area again. There you go. You just don't know. Let's see here. What's coming up? This. Let's see here. How am I going to do that? Okay, I think I'm just going to do this. A lot of the stuff that you write, you don't use. And I've really cut my writing down. I'm not kidding you. I used to write approximately 24 pages of material for a 3-hour show. Now I'm down to approximately 17 pages. So I'm really paring it down, and that was due to a friend who's in the business big time, who does nationally, internationally, worldwide syndicated radio shows for big stars, seriously, who told me you need to cut all of that talk back as much as possible. I said, well, I want to tell the information. He says, tell it in fewer words. Okay. Okay. So what you're saying when I'm talking, I'm usually talking over music that you're not hearing. That's Madonna, Open Your Heart, a song that was actually written for Cyndi Lauper. Hey, next week I'm going to be on vacation, and I've asked Jason Taylor to guest host the show while I'm sitting on a beach in Florida, possibly eating a turkey salad sandwich and sipping a cranberry cooler. I'm just saying.
I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight.
Okay, look, I'm going to sign off here. Why? They haven't flagged me yet. That's really odd. I wonder why they haven't. Maybe I haven't played any Warner Brothers songs. No, I don't think that's possible. I don't know why they haven't flagged that. I keep expecting them to shut me down. Because they know nobody's listening. Huh.
Bedside table, the curtains closed, the cat's in the cradle. Who would have thought that a boy like me?
Somebody said to me, a friend, he goes, why do you always say nobody's listening? I said, because you don't know. You don't really know. I mean, yeah, you don't know. And he says, then, yeah, but why do you think like, I go, well, it's not that he said, doesn't that bother you? I mean, doesn't it mess up the show, your energy or something? No. If I had this gear right here, this environment, in my spare bedroom at home, I would go in there and do a 3-hour show if it didn't go anywhere and wasn't heard by anyone. Yes, I do completely understand how pathetic that sounds. I can live with it.
Is there any just cause for feeling like this?
Now, I might not put as much energy into writing it.
I try to be sweet, but then blow it again. I've lost and found, it's my final mistake. And she's loving my proxy, no give it all take. 'Cause I've been through to fantasy one too many times. I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been some kind of kiss. I should have walked away. I should have walked away. It was a long, hot night. She made me think, she made it feel right. But now it's over, the moment is gone. I thought my hands through my head, I knew I was wrong.
Okay, so I think I told you earlier that this studio actually belongs to, well, it's like somebody going into your office at work, you know, and using your office on the weekend. Not a good look. Anyway, this is her studio. So all of her stuff's in here. Little compact. various and assorted nail polishes. All the accoutrements of the stylish woman at work. Okay, here we go. Cutting Crew recorded and mixed this single at Utopia Studios in London. I Just Died in Your Arms was the very first single in the U.S. by a new record label called Virgin Records. In spring of '87, this was a Genesis hit. It was number 3.
All the time I was searching, nowhere to run to. It started me thinking, wondering what I could make of my life, and who'd be waiting, asking all kinds of questions to myself, but never finding the answers.
So next up, I've got a, what do I have? Oh, I have what I call my movie feature. I do features in the show about TV shows that were big or interesting, like whatever was hot at the time. And then I also like pick out like the movie, not necessarily the top movies, but if I can, look, one of the things that I've said in the show repeatedly is that I'm always shocked by the number of movies that are released in a typical year. Not anymore in today's world, but back then. I mean, I'm telling you, sometimes over 150 movies. Most of them never make it to the theaters, and certainly only 10 make it to the top 10. But the thing about movies, especially in the 80s and the 90s, is they almost always had a really hot soundtrack album. And, you know, using hit music and hit artists in movies as background, it's always been a thing, always. But I was surprised at I don't know why I was surprised, I should have figured this out. The correlation between when a movie was released, the songs on the soundtrack, especially ones that were written for it, and then that 6-month lag later when it becomes a hit on radio. Yes, I did understand how that worked, but I wasn't thinking about it. So I put this movie feature thing in so that I could highlight the music and kind of thread that needle back to the movie. So, okay, they finally blocked the video. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Warner Brothers. So this must be a Warner Brothers song, Genesis. Oh my God, it's great. Gotta love those guys, man. All right, look, I'm gonna sign off then. I'm not gonna fight with corporate America. Talk to you later.